Welcome back to the Beef Bar Brew Banter TV. I'm joined by Bruins Operations and Marketing Manager. I think that I got that right. Yeah. Becky Tate. We're all decked out in our Bruins Outdoor Rink fundraising jerseys. These babies went off in the live auction on Friday against Weyburn, and the Bruins raised quite a bit of money for the new outdoor rink project that's coming along in Estevan. Becky, first up, just tell us how much you raised through the auction.
We made approximately $16,000 in the live auction and about $4,400 in the silent auction.
Obviously last year you did the jersey auction for the daycares in town, and you had the jerseys with the handprints all over them. These are a little bit more, distinctive. You've got the outdoor rink and trees and sky and all the rest of it. Just talk about what the team thought about these jerseys once they were done, and getting to wear these.
The team loved the jerseys. I know that they did like the daycare jerseys last year, despite of what you may think with the handprints. But these ones, the team definitely liked these. They show exactly what they're fundraising for. Like you said, the trees, the outdoor rink, the net, the shovel, the stick. Everybody really liked them this year. In fact, I would say out of the 5 years we've done this special jersey, this is probably the nicest one, and it's been the most well received from the public and the players as well.
Yeah, they definitely do stand out. You should show us what the back of the jerseys look like too. Very, very sharp. Yep. So, obviously, not only does it go to a good cause, the players also looked really good in them, and pretty sharp jerseys this year.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually wore them twice this year. We usually only wear special jerseys once, but they were so well received. We thought we'd wear them one time before the actual night of the auction in order to get some excitement going around the community, and it definitely worked. People saw them. They were asking what they were about, and then we ended up, I think that we ended up having more people at the game that we actually auctioned them off because we did wear them a second time. So it was really good, and overall everybody really enjoyed that game, and we raised some good money for the outdoor rink. Definitely.
If you got one of these jerseys, I hope you're happy with them. If you didn't, maybe you should have opened up your wallet a little more. That's going to do it. Come back to the Beef Bar Brew Banter TV. We're joined by the newly sheared Dylan Smith, one of the many Bruins who got their hair sheared off and died for the playoffs. Just happened last night. How are you liking the much shorter, less hair you've got now?
It's a little cold. It's different, but it's nice to do something with the guys. It gives us a little something to do together, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's different. Haven't had anything like this in a while, so yeah, it's nice.
You guys are obviously getting ready for the playoffs, starting in Kindersley this weekend. What are you expecting from that series? I mean, obviously, home ice is a huge thing, but you guys obviously have to try to win at least one on the road anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we would have liked to have home ice, but it didn't work out that way, and we've played them quite a few times in the last last month here or so. I think we played them 4 times or something, so we know what they're about, they know what we're about, so I think it's going to be a battle. Don't think it's going to go either way really easily, so I think we're going to have to go out, and we're going to have to, I think our first game is the most important one. I mean, we're going to have to come home with at least one of those wins in the road, so I think we're going to be pretty focused on that first game and trying to win it, and if we can do that, then I think it gives us a really great chance coming back home.
You guys have, struggled for a good chunk of the year, but it seems like the last little while it's been kind of a different team, and, obviously a good chunk of that has to do with you coming back at the trade deadline, but, what's the sense you get around the team about, as far as the team's confidence and what you guys think you're capable of right now?
I think we have a really confident team. I think we know that we have a lot of veteran guys in here that know we can do it. We've had guys that have done it before, and I've seen teams that have went from the Survivor Series and won the league. And I mean, when I was 18, I think we had 2 teams from the Survivor Series meet in the league final, so I know it can be done. And I think we have guys that believe in ourselves. I mean, I think they were pretty down on themselves at the start of the year, and I heard they were kind of questioning and everything, and no one really knew. But lately, I think there's nothing but positive things going on in that dressing room. I think everyone knows that we can win, and we have the opportunity to do some damage here. If we can make it out of the Survivor Series, we can really go on a run. So, like I said, I think we're a really confident team. We know what we are capable of when we play our best. We've showed it against some of the best teams in the league. So, I think we're confident. We know what we can do.
You guys have been scoring a fair bit more lately, too. I mean, between yourself and Calder Neufeld being back, playing regular shifts, and Alex Cote's really done really well, too. how confident are you about your offensive attack going into the series?
Yeah, I'm not worried about our offense. If anything, it would be our defense that we got to work on a little more. I'm not really concerned about our offense. I mean, I feel like I'll get my goals. I mean, Calder's going to get his, and the way Cote passes the puck, other people are going to get theirs. And we have 3 lines that can chip in, and even the 4th line can chip in some goals. So offense isn't really what I'm concerned about at all. I think we just got to straighten up our own end a little bit, and once we get that done, I think we'll be fine.
What do you think are some of Canada's areas of strength that you guys will have to look out for and try to neutralize?
They're a fast team. I mean, they're the 2 big rinks. They're a fast team. They're quick. They get in on the rush fast, and their neutral zone's pretty quick. So I think we just gotta slow it down and try and get a cycle going in their end and keep the pace a little slower than they'd want it. We don't want to get in a run and gun game with them because they are a really fast team and they can score goals when you get going. And so I think we just gotta keep it play to our strengths and get down low, work it in the corners and stuff, and just hit their D-men more and get physical with them. And I think they'll wear down pretty quickly.
All right, thanks, Dylan.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Welcome back to the Beef Bar Bruin Banter TV. Keith and I were just watching Bull Durham here, the greatest baseball movie ever made, and we're kind of sorry we have to take our attention away from this to talk to you guys, but I guess we'll...
No, we're more than happy to do that, but that's one of the best scenes ever, the lollygagging scene where he's throwing the bats at him in the shower there. That's funny. But most of our audience, though, and most of our younger audience has never seen this movie, and we're kind of dating ourselves in terms of talking about it because it's a classic. And I mean, if I ask the guys on our team if they've ever seen Bull Durham, they have no idea what we're talking about. So, but it's a great movie, and you've got a chance to see it. Check it out.
Look what you guys are taking us away from. For shame.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Okay. You guys are headed to the playoffs. Played your last game of the regular season against Notre Dame on Tuesday night and got the overtime win. Your only overtime win of the regular season. How crazy is that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's nice to get it because that was our 5th game decided in overtime, and the other 4 were not in our favor. We do have a good record in a shootout, but shootouts don't count in the playoffs, or they don't come around in the playoffs. So it's nice to know that you can actually pull one out in overtime. And I thought it was for what the game was yesterday. It was entertaining and for the most part, a good hockey game.
Tyler Ross making his 2nd start since coming back in the last week here to you guys. And considering, I know he's been skating all year, but he hasn't been playing hockey at a high level. How has he looked to you, considering that fact?
Well, you could see him. He was a lot more comfortable yesterday than he was his previous start. But, I think Bruins fans from last year will remember what he brings to the table. And I think as he gets more and more comfortable and more practice time behind him, if he gets the opportunity to get in the pipes, he's going to do well for us.
You also had 2 APs up for that game. Of course, we've seen Edwin Hookinson before a few times, and he's obviously a huge piece of the future on defense there and should be here next year. And then also Carter Forsyth, which I believe was his first SJHL game, and got his first point on a point shot that missed the net, and Morrison put it in there. What did you think of those 2?
You know what? I always impressed with Edwin. He's going to be a very good player for us next year, and depending on how things work out here down the stretch, he may be with us for some of the playoffs here, at least practicing. He's an elite skater, a good puck mover, and somebody that we're really looking forward to having in the black and gold next year. Carter, that was his first opportunity to be up with the Bruins last night, and I think I was really impressed. I liked what he brought to the table. He's a big physical kid. But what impressed me even more than that is, he got himself in trouble, from time to time, but he's a heady player. He makes a good first pass, and I think he's got good hands for a big guy. So, looking forward to seeing that develop as well.
So now that you're heading to Canada's this weekend for the first 2 games, Saturday and Sunday, and, so much was made of who would get home ice because of the road record of both teams. How do you now try to turn the page on the regular season and not get too caught up in the fact that you don't have home ice?
Well, I mean, the way we have to approach it is, it's a new season. The slate's clean. Everybody starts off with 0 wins. And, like I said to you earlier in the week, it's doesn't matter you have to get a certain number of wins anyway, and it doesn't matter where you do it. We have to wrap our heads around the fact that, even if we had home ice advantage in this particular series, if we were to move on, we would be on the road for the most part, So we have to learn how to play on the road anyway. And I think, I thought towards the end of the season there, we were getting other than the trip to Kindersley, unfortunately, I thought we were getting a good handle on getting off the bus and playing, starting off quick and all those kind of things. So what we're looking for is for that to come together for us here on Saturday and Sunday for sure. We're going to have the opportunity, to get up there and test ourselves right away. And the exciting part of that is, if we pull one or even two out of there coming home, things look pretty good for us. So that's what we got to focus on at this point.
What do you think are, some of Kindersley's threats or some of their areas of strength that you need to be able to shut down?
Well, their biggest thorn on our side most of the time has been King, the goaltender. He has found a way to stand on his ear time after time against us, and whether we end up shooting right at him or don't take advantage of our opportunities, he seems to play a big game against us. And so other than the one here in Estevan the other night, he's been pretty key for them. So we're going to have to figure out a way to get in his kitchen and get him off his game a little bit and get traffic in front of the net, shots that he can't see, stuff like that. So that's what we're looking for there. But otherwise, they're just a hardworking team. They get contributions from all over the place. Obviously, Bombini and Lauder and those guys have been their offensive catalysts. But for the most part, they get a pretty well-rounded effort there. So.
Pretty big bombshell this week in the SJHL. Bob Beattie stepping away from the Laurent Ice Wolves, and I mean he's been there for 9 years, and obviously we know what he did in Humboldt before that, and led Laurents to 2 championships. And obviously it's a unique situation up there where it's not always easy to recruit guys up there, and he really did a tremendous job with that. How much do you think he's going to be missed by the Ice Wolves and the entire league?
Well, I think he'll be missed by the entire league greatly. Bob is greatly respected by every coach in the league. At least that's how I feel. I think he's done a great job with what he's been afforded up there, and it takes some dedication to do the job he's been doing, and he's done a fantastic job of it. He's managed to find players from all over Canada to come and play in Laurent and strengthen the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. So that recruiting, that ability to find players all over the place is going to be missed. I think Laurent is certainly they got some big shoes to fill. I'm happy for Bob though. He's getting a great opportunity out west, a little warmer climate for him. And after all the hard work he's put in, he certainly deserves it.
All right, that's going to do it for this week. We'll see you in the playoffs next week.
Thanks a lot.